Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. This is Donna. Today is the 1st of April. I don't have any April 1st jokes for you. Not pulling any pranks. Today started Springo, started my April bingo game, and started all of my April acrostics and my new whip go calls. Everything starts new the 1st of the month, and I love it. It's invigorating to me. So my Springo call today was number 30, and for me, that wound up in my column that starts with R. Here's number 30, R. So my project for R is Rosie Rhapsody, and I'm hoping to get some good work on this one through my Springo. So I'll remind you, this is the chart from Karen Rosewood Manor, and I am only doing this top portion to fit in a particular frame that I have here in the house that I want to use it for. And today I was to put 100 stitches in here for my Springo and 100 stitches for bingo. And I initially put 126 stitches in it, and I posted my pictures. And then I noticed that I had used Rosie Rhapsody for my daily 30 acrostic, which this month is cruel work, and you have to put 300 stitches in there. And I had used it in my magazine monthly challenge acrostic, which is apricot, and I had used it for the R in there. And I used it in my 24 hours of cross stitch, which is meander along. I used it for the R at the end of meander. So I needed it for all 3 acrostics, which meant I needed to do a minimum of 300 stitches. So after I had posted my immediate goal attainments in my Springo and bingo boards, I just kept stitching, and I got to 394 stitches because I went ahead and stitched till my thread ran out, and I had some progress. So I finished this lower curly Q right there, and then I came over to the center of this motif, and I started here, and I worked my way all the way up to the middle of the piece. This is the middle right here. And then I came back to the center, and I started working my way down because I want to work to the middle of that. And that will be almost the entire first corner there. Very excited. I'm going to put it a little bit closer so you can see the variegation in the thread. It goes from a dark green to a mustardy green. Anyway, matching this fabric really well. So there you go. That's my first stitching session on Rosie Rhapsody, but I went ahead and turned it into a major stitching session to hit 3 acrostics as well. So that was good. So now what am I going to do the rest of the day until the next call is made for tomorrow? Well, I've got some plans. I want to share that with you. I want to go ahead and do what I think will be my easiest monthly requirement for the rest of the month of April, and that is my Holcron Hollow. This is where I got to on it last night. I stitched this while I was zooming. It was easy, block stitching. So now I have to put in the rest of the house, and there's a big heel and a house right here, and I need to get that done. And then I have a little bird to put up here and a little bit of back stitching in the limbs and the bird's legs, and I'll be finished with this block. And I only have to finish this block for the month of April. I don't have to do anything else if I don't want to, because in May I would do half of this block, and in June I would finish it. So I have less stitching to put in this than I normally would to do half of the block. So I thought this would be my easiest monthly requirement to knock out of the park on the first day if I want to. So that's what I'm planning on doing. I'm going to work on it today. I have a date with my hubby for dinner and a movie or a TV show. And then I have a Zoom call after that. So that'll be an early dinner. But I can stitch until then. I've already done my housework and I've got my last load of laundry in. So I'm making progress. But here's my Rosie Rhapsody for today. First call on Springo has been met. So I'm excited about that. I'm going to put this away now and get out my threads for my Hawk Run Hollow. I'm just going to switch over to working on it. I hope I have a square finish to share with you later. We'll see. In the meantime, everybody, happy stitching. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is later on the evening of the 1st of April. And I am tickled to death to be able to bring this back to you and show you that I've met my first monthly requirement already this month. And it is to finish my square on Hawk Run Hollow. Now, I've been putting a lot of work into this extra. I took it on retreat with me. I put in over 900 stitches on retreat so that when I hit April, I would be able to finish the square without a lot of trouble. But as you can see, there is a great deal of stitching in there. Today, I stitched 942 stitches to finish the square. So it wasn't a walk in the park. It was still a good deal of work. But I really wanted to get this done early in the month. And so I was able to do that after I did my Springo stitching this morning. So I just wanted to share that with you. There's that. Now I have one block left and I will be finished with Hawk Run Hollow. So the plan right now is to stitch one half of it in April and the second half in May, but I can tell you I've looked at the block and it's not as heavy a stitching as some of these others. So, you know, I'm not going to make any promises, but who knows? I might could finish it just in one more month instead of in 2. But I'm still going to give myself till June. I don't want to put big pressure on me to do that. But for this month, the half of the square is done, which completed the square, which is wonderful. So now tomorrow, my Springo call is number 31, which on my board is in the I column. And for me, that's Isabel's garden. So tomorrow, I get a new start. My only new start on my Springo board. I'm excited. So I will be doing that in the morning and getting started on that and hopefully get some good stitching in it to get it going. And then I very well may decide to move over and tackle one of my whip go goals or one of my acrostics. Rather, I probably won't put an entire day into Isabel's garden. I may put a couple, I've got to do at least 100 stitches, but I may not do 900 stitches like I did today in my Hawk Run Hollow, because with having to do Springo this month, I want to be sure I have plenty of time to do my acrostics and my monthly requirements, because none of them are on my Springo board. So that's extra stitching that I have to put in. I did that on purpose to give me more variety, and so I'm looking forward to doing that. So I will check back with you hopefully tomorrow and let you see what I've been doing. Happy stitching, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. This is Donna. It is April the 2nd. I'm here to talk to you about my stitching for the second day of Springo and also some plans. So let's talk about stitching. First thing this morning, I got started on my Springo stitching. Today's call was for number 31. My number 31 landed in the column that has my eye, and my eye is Isabel's garden, which is a new start for me today. So I'll remind you of what Isabel's garden looks like. This is a beautiful lavender and lace. It is a companion piece to a garden that I'm trying to remember her name. Anyway, her sister Marilyn Levitt in Bloom designed these for her 2 granddaughters, I think. And so this is the companion piece to go with the sister that I've already stitched. And my friend Lori and I, and Sarah Hughes from Stitchin' Mommy, Lori from Once Upon a Stitch, we were all going to start Isabel's Garden with our Springo whenever it was called. We all chose to use it for our eye, and my eye got called today. So I'll have to see if the other two put their number by chance in their eye column as well, because you know we all made our boards and the numbers are random. So for the Springo, you only have to do 100 stitches. And because I have some other stitching I want to get done today, I decided I would do my 100 stitches. But as it turned out, I went ahead and ran out my thread, and I wound up doing 120 stitches, which is fine. So this is what I got. I started at her hair. So this is the back of her head. This is the ribbon flowing out from the back of her hair. This is her hair coming around here. So not a whole lot yet, but I want you to see how beautiful this fabric is. This is called Properly Primitive. It's 32 count Lugana, mine is, and it was dyed by Under the Sea Fabrics by Leslie. I've had it for a while, and I thought it would just be perfect for this piece. It has the right colors in it, and it's dark and moody like this one is. This is meant, I think, to be at night, where the other one is meant to be during the day. So, anyway, that's how I see it. She's blowing bubbles. So cute. So I gotta start on it. Now, I have the opportunity for it possibly to be called 4 more times. So I wasn't worried about putting an inordinate amount of stitches in it yet. I'll put more in it if it doesn't get called, but it's a good start. So I got it loaded this morning and got it started. So that is my Springo stitching for today. So the other thing I wanted to mention to you, I had talked just briefly the other day about the fact that I was going to relook at all of the new starts that I had designated for this year when I went back in around September, October timeframe last year and made my plans. And my plans were to do all of my series that I could and get them finished. And so now I have been stitching on those for 3 months. I've done the first quarter of the year. And I have finished several of the series already. And I was looking ahead at the rest of the year and realized that almost all of my new starts had to be one of those pieces in a series in order to get them all done in 1 year. And I just didn't think that was going to be what I wanted to do. I felt like I'm enjoying getting my series finished, but I don't have to finish them all in 1 year. And I was beginning to feel a little bit, I don't know, not bored with it, but like that wasn't going to really be what I wanted to do for the rest of the year going forward. I don't want to abandon that. I am going to do a lot of it, but I'm going to add some things in, which is good. So really what I did was look at what events I wanted to take part in and how did that impact the starts that I had and how many of my new starts that I've acquired since I did my plans did I want to fold in. So here's what I got. I'm just going to give you a brief summary because it would take far too long to go through and show you all these right now. I'll show them to you as they get started, but I'll go ahead and tell you a little bit about what I'm going to do in case you want to do some of it with me. Please feel free to do so. So in the month of April, I am going to do this Springo, and I have one start in it, and that is Isabel's Garden, and I started it today. So there's start number 1. I will finish the month out doing my Springo and all my other things that I do, my monthly requirements, my whip go numbers, and my stocking for calling birds. There's another start for this month. And I put down 2 starts for every month that I called extras. These were starts that I wanted to start if I have time, if I'm able to do so, and especially if I have a finish on something. And so one of my things I put down for April were 2 patriotic extras because I'm going to be introducing an idea at our stitching meetup this month for us to work on some patriotic pieces in the months of May and June and have a big patriotic display at the library meetup in July. And so in order to be participating in that, I went ahead and put down some patriotic pieces to start. Then in May, you know, I love to do my May Monday starts. And so I plan on doing my monthly requirements as you know, I've planned for this year. And then I want to do May Monday starts. And there are 4 of them, so there's 4 more new starts. And I will tell you what I'm planning for that because it's simple. It's only 4 of them. May 5th, I'm planning on starting a Mirabilia. My friend Donna has never stitched a Mirabilia, and she's promised to start one with me because she got Mary Mary this year. And we're going to be starting that on May 5th, or as close to that as we can. Donna will have to start it when her, you know, her schedule allows, but I'm saying May 5th for me. And my Mirabilia is going to be Dressmaker's Daughter. If you've been watching, you know I got that as a gift from a lady who gave us all of her whips and for us to adopt out, most of which were samplers. And this is one of the few that wasn't a sampler that she had, and it was fully kitted. So I'm going to be doing Dressmaker's Daughter, starting that on May 5th. On May 12th, I'll be starting Nativity Tiny Town with my friends Donna, Lori, and Dee. At least I hope that date works out for everybody. I have to check with them. I've just penciled it in for now because I'm doing it as one of my May Monday starts. So that date may change after I talk to them, but I'm penciling that in to save a spot for it in my May Monday starts. I would like to finish my 3rd Anjou pair, so that's going to be May 19th, and that finishes that series. So that kind of helps with that. And on May 26th, I'd like to start Girl in Her Garden, which was a beautiful Brenda Gervais that I received in a Smalls exchange in Alabama last year, and I've had it. It's been burning a hole. I want to start that drum. It's just beautiful. So I have a couple of extras for that month slotted as well. One, and they're both whimsical. One is an animal one called Neighborhood Friends, and it's all puppy dogs and cats, and the other one is called Buttons and Buddies, and they're actually pictures of birdhouses, and it has a button birdhouse in it, and it's a cute quickie, and I'd like to stitch that. Then we go to June. In June, we're going to start our Great British Bake Off stitching again competition, and I will probably put whips in that, but I'm not even going to pick my 12 pieces until the end of May, toward the end of May, when I see what I have and what I want pushed to a finish. But my extras for June are summer quilt and a spring bag. You know how we stitch on those project bags. I've never done one, and I've got 2 kitted, and I would like to try one to see how I'd like it. So I think in the summertime in June to stitch on the spring bag would be lovely. And then we have July. Now I'll still be doing my Great British Bake Off stitching in July because it'll go all the way till the middle of August. But in July, I'm going to suspend my monthly requirements. I'm not doing any of them in the month of July. I'm going to do something totally different. Are you ready? I'm going to do Christmas in July. And what I'm going to do is work on all my Christmas whips at least one day. And the rest of the month, every other day, I'm going to have a new start of a Christmas project. Yeah. I'm actually going to potentially have 15 new starts in the month of July. And they're all various sizes, but they're all Christmas things that I have pulled that I want to stitch and I want to be able to use in my decor. And so I haven't finalized it. I've got a while yet to think about it, but that's what I'm planning on doing. Then August, we finish the Great British Bake Off stitching, and I'll have to go back to hitting hard all of my monthly requirements. But I have a couple of extras I want to try to start, and that is my Haunted Lab, my Mill Hill kit, It'll be the second of the 3. And then a cute little quick Easter stitch for next year called Chicks that my friend Mary gifted to me. And then we go into September, and that'll be AB Singo. May not be anything new on the board, but I could put these on the board, and those are my extras, and that's Cabin in the Woods and Needle and Flax. I've been wanting to stitch both of those. One is new, one I've had for a while. So I put those on the list. And then October is my beginning of 3 months to the finish line. I'm going to do that again this year. It was so productive last year. I'm going to pick my 6 projects. I'll roll the dice every day to see which one I stitch on for my 100 stitches. And then I will go on and do my monthly requirements and everything else that I have for that month. And I will hopefully get a couple of new starts in there. Haunted Library and another one of my 3 pieces I want to stitch off of my Crochet Go-Go pattern. And then November will be another month of my 3 months to the finish line. And I'll have all my monthly requirements, and then I'll have 2 new starts if I can, which is Exceedingly Diligent and My Stitcher's Heart. Those are both 2 very old charts I've had for a very long time, and I've never gotten to them, but I like them very much. So I'm going to try to go ahead and roll them out in November so I can carry them into next year. And then in December, of course, will be my final month of 3 months to the finish line. I hope to finish up as many of the ones that I have in that process that I can. And I have to work on all those Christmas whips for the month that I started back in July. I want to do up a plan so that I can touch all that I have left in there. Now, if I start everything on that list that I've mentioned, including the extras, it'll be 45 more starts for this year. That sounds like a lot, but I started a lot more than that last year, and I finished more than I started, so it's okay. A lot of them are smalls, and I can get them done, and I'm hoping to finish a lot of my bigger projects this year. That's why I have the monthly requirements going on. So if you recognized any of those patterns that you have in your stash and you want to join along, please let me know. If you can't remember which month it was in, message me. You know, I'll tell you what I've got on my plans, where I've got them slated or whatever. But I hope you'll come along with me on some of these plans and programs that I'm doing that just help me stay motivated and help me come up with fun ways to bring in new whips or new starts and have more things to stitch on. So that was my planning, and that took a couple of days to finalize, and so I'm just now have it all finished to share with you. So thanks for letting me take a few minutes to do that. And again, I hope you'll hear something in there you might want to do. Well, I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing. I am now going to go pick up my sister's gift that I'm working on because it's in one of my acrostics that requires 300 stitches. So I want to get started on it. And it also will hit my whip go prompt. I have to stitch 300 stitches in something that's a gift. And so I'm going to use that one for it. And so today, now that I've got my Springo stitching done, I think I will pick up this gift stitch and try to put a dent in my whip go by getting one of my whip go goals met today. If I don't finish it today, I'll continue on it tomorrow after my Springo stitching until I finish it. My 500 stitches, that is. I mean 300 that I have to put in there. And that way I will have met that whip go goal, and that'll be another monthly goal that I've met, which will be great. Well, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're enjoying your stitching. I hope your month's getting off to a good start. Mine is. And I'm excited about my plans, and I'm excited about this month's Springo stitching. Until we get a chance to talk and share more together, happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Welcome back. This is Donna. Today is April the 3rd, and I wanted to share with you my Springo stitch for the morning, and then I'm going to get busy doing some more stitching. But I wanted to capture this for you before I put it away and started working on something else. But today's call was number 8, and on my Springo board, number 8 fell in the S column, and that is Spring Quaker. So this is what it's going to look like when it's finished. And I started working on this motif right here today. And I put in 111 stitches on it. And then I'm going to put it away because hopefully this will be called several more times this month. And I would love to finish that motif this month. But today I got other things I want to do. So here's the start, 111 stitches, started down the motif, kind of getting that border in there, taking it down this line, and then I'll work around this way. So there you go. I love this piece. It's beautiful. The Donna threads are gorgeous. And now that I've split them and I'm only doing them 2 strands each instead of 3, I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. So wanted to share that with you. Okay, I have an announcement. I went to preview season 8 of the Great British Bake Off for our game in June, just to make sure that it was easy enough to identify the 12 bakers. As it turned out, it was their 10th anniversary of this show, I guess, in England, and they decided to have a baker's dozen, so they were going to have 13 bakers instead of 12, but unfortunately, they identified 14 people. I don't know what happened. I went back and counted it over and over again. I went back and rewatched it. They named 14 people, but they say they have 13 bakers. It's confusing to me. I couldn't figure it out. I watched it 2 or 3 times, going back and forth on it, trying to figure out what happened. And I just decided that was just going to be too confusing. And so we're not going to do episode 8. So if you're looking at doing that with us in June, I'm sorry, we're not going to do episode 7. That was the one I was looking at. So I'm going to go and preview the first episode of season 8 in the next day or 2. And I will let you know if that is easier to identify and if it's more of a regular show and if that's the one we pick. So stay tuned. I'll let you know. The group had asked me to pick the episode, so that's what I'm doing. I'm not trying to get ahead or anything. I'm just trying to make sure that it's going to work when we get ready to do it. I wouldn't want all of us to be frustrated trying to watch something. My concern is I want to make sure that the names actually appear on the screen, because I noticed in the episode 7 that I was watching, they were calling people by their name, and they were talking with them at great length and never putting their name on the screen until much later in the show. So I don't know why they did that. So I'm going to look at the next episode. I'll let you know if we pick it in case you want to do it with us in June. Okay, that's all the news. My husband's downstairs about to start putting up the backsplash in our kitchen, so he'll be busy. Took Coco on a nice walk, and we've gotten settled in for the day, or at least for part of it till lunch. And so I'm going to take this time and try to get some stitching done. I hope to come back and share it with you. In the meantime, happy stitching. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I had mentioned probably yesterday, thinking it was yesterday, that after I finished my stitching for Springo, I wanted to pull out a gift stitch to do because it was on an acrostic and it was my whip go call for the month, and I wanted to get my whip go call taken care of. But I didn't get to start on it yesterday because I was doing other things, helping my husband with some tiling for the backsplash in the kitchen. This morning, after I finished my Springo stitching, I was able to pull out my gift stitch. So Stephanie, sister, you need to look away. And I'm going to share with you guys what I'm working on for my sister Stephanie. And I wanted to do this for my Whip Go call this month because I had to stitch on something that was going to be a gift. And my whip go goal is 300 stitches. And so I knew I needed to put 300 stitches in for that. Not to mention that I also had put this on my daily 30 acrostic, and that requires 300 stitches. So that worked out really well, didn't it? So this is how far I got to. Isn't that beautiful? It's just looking so good on this fabric. I am loving it. So I put in 314 stitches in this today, and I just think it's turning out beautifully. So I wanted to share that with you. Okay, sister, you can look back now. So now I have a phone call with a friend. We'll be stitching and talking, and we'll be discussing her recent trip to when she went through the Panama Canal. And we'll be talking probably about some of our future plans of different retreats we're going to, and just chatting and stitching a little bit. And so I'm looking forward to catching up with her. And I am happy to report now that Sarah from Stitchin' Mommy had her Isabella's Garden called for today, and so she was able to get hers started. Now my friend Lori is just waiting on hers to be called. She hasn't had a number called in her I column yet for Springo, and she can't wait to get hers started. But Sarah and Lori and I are kind of posting pictures to each other of kind of how we're doing as we get started on it, so that'll be fun. Well, I'm going to let you get back to what you were doing, and I hope to have some more stitching to share with you in just a little while. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is my last little film clip for today on April the 3rd. I just wanted to share with you, I decided to work on another prompt. And this prompt was for my daily 30 acrostic, which is cruel work, and it's the one that requires 300 stitches. And I had used for the L in cruel this new start that I did at my retreat, which is Hope and Love. And I've gotten started on mine. And today I actually put 461 stitches in the house. I did this entire side. This was great because I was on a Zoom call with a friend of mine, and that was just straight fill in. Before the Zoom call, I stitched all the way down here, so I knew how far to come across, and I just filled in all the way. So that worked out great. So that's one of my daily 30 acrostic letters. So far I've done 4 of the daily 30, and there are 10 of those. And I've done 4 of the Magazine Monthly Challenge acrostics, and there are 7 of those, so I'm well on my way there. And I've done 3 of the 24 hours of cross stitch acrostics, and it's the longest one by far. So today's been a great day. I did my Springo and Bingo stitching. Then I did my gift stitching, which was a whip go goal. And then I did an acrostic goal of 300 stitches, which I did more than 300, which was wonderful. So I've had a great day of stitching, and that was including running back and forth to the tile store. I went to 2 different places to look at backsplash tile. I think I may have said something earlier about it, but basically what's happened is my husband's getting ready to put the backsplash in, and one of the pieces of the backsplash is porous. It's more like a stone of some kind. There's glass and metal and the stone in there. And when he goes to cut it, it crushes it. It just crumbles like powder. And so he was trying to get the first cuts done to start the tile and make it smooth on the end. And he kept running into problems. And so after he had worked on 2 different pages of tiles trying to get it right, he came up and said, we may have a problem. I don't think this is going to work. And the more he looked at it, the more he was concerned that once we got it up there, if food splashed on it, it's behind the cooktop, so it's going to get food on it, that when you try to clean it, that porous stone might absorb colors or stains, and it just might not be very clean. And he asked me if I would, go with him and maybe see if we could pick out something a little different. So we went to one tile store this morning and one this afternoon. And at the one this afternoon, I found a tile I really liked, and it was basically glass, all glass. And it actually has the brown and beige that I was looking for, the grayish color that I was looking for, but it's got a beautiful blue tint to it. And my husband and I had talked about painting or staining our island top in a beautiful kind of a country blue color, just to bring in a blue color in the kitchen. And now we've got tile that will tie perfectly into it. In fact, they look very similar on the samples. It's hard to tell what it's going to look like in real life. But anywho, I picked out a new tile today. So my husband went back to the tile store because we brought home one sheet to see how we liked it. And we really, really liked it. So he's gone to, he went back today and got all of it so that tomorrow, hopefully, he can cut and place the tile. It has to, I guess, cure overnight before you grout it. And so he's going to try to get that done this weekend. So we had some erranding and running around to do, and I still got all that stitching in today. So I was tickled. It was a great, great day of stitching. Yesterday, I only got to stitch on one thing, and that was my Springo goal, and I was busy the rest of the day. So today felt good. I got lots of time to stitch today, and that was lovely. So how about tomorrow? Tomorrow's Springo call is number 27. And my number 27 is back in the column for the letter I. And so I get to pick back up my Isabel's garden and give her another day of 100 stitches. So I'm excited about that. I think that'll be wonderful fun. And then my thought is that I will look back again at one of my other monthly goals and get started on them. Now, I don't know how much I'll get done, because tomorrow is my sister Stephanie's birthday, and we are going to have a birthday party on the phone and talk, and she'll open her present, and we'll chit-chat and visit. And we always talk a bit longer when it's our birthday. It's sort of part of our gift to each other. But so that'll happen in the morning, and then I'll stitch in the afternoon. So I don't know how much more I'll get done, but my thought is at this point that I should start my stocking, my ornament, the 4 calling birds, and get it started, because getting it started would just meet the monthly requirement right there. I wouldn't have to do anything else. I wouldn't have to finish it. I have used it in my daily 30 acrostic, so to meet that I have to put in 300 stitches. Whether I'll get it all in one day, I don't know. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. It may take a couple of days to get that done, but I am excited about it. So, there you go. I have had a great day today. I hope you have. I'm going to say good night, and I will have hopefully more stitching to share with you soon. Until then, happy stitching, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina. It is April 4th, and I have been doing a little bit of stitching before I get on the phone to talk to my sister for her birthday. And so I wanted to share it with you because I have completed the month of March on my temperature tree. So you'll see the 3rd branch is now full of leaves, and unfortunately, the leaves are very close in color. We've had just a couple of temperatures that were out of whack from each other, and their leaves are slightly different. But the majority of them have been in a clump of temperatures that were close together in color. So I have this pretty little yellowy gold, greeny gold branch there that doesn't have as much variegation as that first one did in January. So now I'll start gathering the data for April, and I'll stitch on it. And I usually try to stitch on it at least every week or two, catch everything up to that day, and then by the end of the month, I'll bring it back and I'll share it with you each month. I figured seeing it once a month is fine, because it's not that much of change if I do it any sooner than that. So I'm going to get ready for my call with my sister to wish her a happy birthday. I've already called her this morning. I knew that she had her cat, Topaz, at the vet this morning for his checkup. So since I knew she couldn't answer the phone, I called her so I could sing happy birthday to her. And she can listen to it as often as she wants. But anyway, so I'm going to do that now, and I hope you get busy stitching. Happy stitching, everybody. Hi everybody, welcome back. Okay, this is my last filming for the day because this is my Springo stitch. So today's call was once again for my beautiful Lavender and Lace, Isabel's Garden, for the letter I. And I was able to put in 116 stitches. And the good news is I think I finished sort of the back side of her head. So if you can see there, this is her little hairline here, which is the back of her head. This is the part that goes over her ear, down toward her face. And I was able to add in the second ribbon as well. So I'm excited about that. Now I can continue working in her hair on the next time it's called and see if I can't get another section of that done. This is very confetti in here, so I wanted to get those two ribbons done early in the process so that hopefully when I'm working on this the next time I can get a whole lot more blocks of color in here. And even though I put in 116 stitches today, it was more than an hour because I had to keep changing my thread. In fact, I kept parking these colors and then doing the next color or two till I got to use it again, and then I'd run them under there so that I could not have to start and stop and have a bunch of raw edges on the back. I don't do a pin stitch very well, and so I'm afraid it won't hold, and so I hesitate to do that. But anyway, I think she's going to be beautiful on this piece, and I'm tickled to death to have been able to get my Springo piece done. So I'm going to take a picture of it now and post it, and then I'm going to go down and cook supper for my family, for me and my hubby, and then we are going to watch a little TV together. We're going to have a little evening together. So my husband's been working hard on the kitchen. I think I told you I had to go and pick a whole different backsplash tile, and the good news is it has cut beautifully. I just picked a tile that was all glass, and it's different shades of glass. There's the colors that I was looking for, but I was able to bring in a new color, and I'm so glad I was able to do that because it's a blue and I love blue. And my husband had wanted to stain our the top to our island. He wanted to stain it kind of a country blue or an old antique blue, which is exactly the color in this tile. I'm so tickled because it will pull it all together. So even though it was kind of an, oh no, it turned out to be awesome. So I'm happy about that. And today he has made all the cuts. He's got everything kind of just pinned up on the wall with little holders up there before he puts the glue to it. He wanted to make sure he had cut everything right and that I liked it. The way that the tiles are laid, they're in sheets. And no matter what you do, at some point you're going to have two colors that are the same next to each other. And so I went through and played with 2 or 3 different arrangements, and I finally got one where all the colors that were touching each other happened to be the lighter of all the colors, so it's not quite so obvious to you that they're next to each other. Anyway, I'm happy with it, and now what my husband is doing, he's had Coco on a nice long walk because he's done all I think he's going to want to do today, and tomorrow he's going for a long run. So it may be next week before he gets this put in, and that's okay. I appreciate him doing it, and he's saving us an awful lot of money by doing it himself, and so I have to be patient. Let him do it in his own time. And so I am doing that. It'll probably be sandwiches for supper tonight because I can't cook. I don't have a cooktop in yet. So either way, we'll be fine. And I am delighted that I got through my Springo stitching today, because I wasn't sure how that was going to work out with everything going on, all the running around I had to do with my husband today for shopping and that sort of thing. So, plus, as I told you, I went ahead and started that stocking earlier today because of the light situation. And so I feel great that I have gotten my Springo stitching done, as well as one of my monthly requirements. So it was a great day of stitching. So I'll put this away now, and I think I'm going to get ready to have an evening with my hubby. And tomorrow, I have a wonderful day tomorrow. My friend Donna's coming. I'm so excited. She has an errand she has to run here in Gainesville, and she messaged me and said, hey, do you want to get together? So I've convinced her to bring Harley with her and spend the afternoon, and that maybe we could stitch together and have dinner together, which will be fun. I'm excited about it. So we may convince her to talk to us. I don't know. But I will certainly encourage her to do that. I hope in the meantime that you have a great evening of stitching. And this is Friday, so we're headed into a weekend. So have a wonderful weekend, everybody. And I'll talk to you soon. Hi, everybody. Welcome. Hi. Donna and I have been doing some fun things together today. And while she's here, she said she could share with you her progress on her death by cross stitch. And she can show you one of her framed pieces that you've been waiting to see. So why don't you start with your whip?
Dina doesn't have anything to show right now because she's slacking. Just telling you all.
I've been stitching, I'm just not finished with it yet.
Okay, this is my death by cross stitch. Get over out of the way.
Oh, you got it. We got it.
Okay, so can you see it?
Yeah, let me put this behind it.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah. So that's I'm on the bottom half now.
They're all the way down there. Wow.
No, it's way down there.
Way down there.
So it's coming along.
Now, show them what all you stitched at retreat, because this is amazing. Donna doesn't usually stitch at retreat. I don't
stitch. So I stitched basically all of this except for that bottom piece right there.
Awesome.
And this is on over 1.
Yeah, 28 count over 1. And while we were at retreat, one of the things Donna did was pick out another fabric that she's going to do a companion piece to this after she finishes it. Do you have that with you?
I have that with me if I don't rock the table here. Okay, so this is the gray. And I'm going to do Life After Death on this one.
So it'll be the dark gray fabric and her
raspberry colors is the main colors.
So it'll be just the opposite of her death, where it's on raspberry with gray colors. She's going to stitch on the gray with the raspberry colors. And so they'll be together, but they'll complement each other because they'll be different colors.
They'll be sisters.
They'll be sisters. So that was great fun to get to do that at retreat. That was lovely. So we've been showing you over the course of a few visits Donna's Hawk Run Hollow, and I had several of you ask to see it once she got it framed. So she's been kind enough to bring it back today so we can share it.
We're going to try sharing this.
Yes. Okay. All right, I'll take half and you take half. Okay.
Can we see it?
Well, we'll have to turn it that way.
That way.
Okay. Yeah. So here it is. Isn't that beautiful? Love the frame. Love this gold edging right here. It just looks so good with the fabric and with the golds in the piece. So it's a substantial piece, as you can tell. We're both holding on to it. We're having to lean.
Well, it was 39 inches.
Yeah.
With the frame.
With the frame. So lovely, lovely piece. So this is going to go up in her home, and it'll become an heirloom piece for her boys, since it's so sentimental. We've been over before some of the symbolism of what she's, changed in it. So for me to share with you today, I have an FFO as well. And this is something that I stitched a while back when my son and husband were thinking of taking a big trip to Japan together. And unfortunately, that's right before my son had heart trouble and wound up in the hospital and their trip got canceled. But I had already started this piece and I went ahead and finished it. And now it's going to take on a little bit of a different meaning because during our early years of marriage, we lived in a different part of Georgia, and they have, in Macon, Georgia, they have a cherry blossom festival every year. And so you may remember, some of you that have been around all this time, when I stitched the cherry blossom tree. And this is
this way so
yeah,
you can
thank you.
see.
This is a Rioli's kit, and it's in wool. And it was the first kit I stitched in wool. But then I took it and had Mindy helped me frame it, and so we did a gray on the inside and then this rusty red pink on the outside to pull out those blossoms a little bit. And so now this is ready and I can gift it to my husband. And Donna and I were talking earlier today that it might make a really good, I got it, gift for either Father's Day or our wedding anniversary, which are both in June. So that's about probably when he'll get it. So I wanted to share that with you because I just picked that up right before retreat. So anything you wanted to talk about from retreat?
Let's see. I stitched.
Yeah, I told him that. I said, "Oh, Donna stitched. I'm so happy for her." But yeah, that was a big. That was
a big for me because I'm usually the one floating around the building, around the room,
being a butterfly.
And this time I didn't.
No,
I sat and stitched. I did get up and talk.
A little bit.
It
was a good balance.
Yeah.
We had a good time, and it was great because it was a short trip. It was only like 45 minutes for us to travel, so that was wonderful. So our next retreat isn't until June, is that right?
Right.
That we're going together.
Right.
And is that Tommy? That's my husband at the bottom of the stairs.
It's not us.
It's not us. And that is going to be in Little Rock, and we'll be at Shepherd's Needle, and we'll be there with Kathy Haberman. So if you're going to be there that weekend, let us know. I would love to see you. And it's a class, and it's a finishing class, and we have just been notified that we will have some pre-stitching to do, and we're waiting on that, and then we'll share that with you when we get it and let you know what we're working on. But I think that's the biggest news. We have Stitching Day this coming Saturday. And we've already talked about what we're going to do there. We are going to encourage all of our regulars and anybody else that wants to join in to pull out their patriotic stitches that they need to work on and take a couple of months to maybe finish one if they can. Start one, have whatever they want to do. And then at our July stitching meetup, we want to have an ice cream social and have a big display of all of our patriotic pieces. And if somebody isn't really into patriotic stitching, they could still do a summer stitch, and that would be fine. We just wanted to, have something since it was in July for July 4th. So we'll keep you posted on how that goes.
I have a lot of 4th of July.
Good. Because I have some, but not a lot yet.
I mean, I have a tote.
You have a tote full?
Yes.
Okay. I guess I'll be helping you get that tote in. We may just have to sit the tote out and let everybody go through it. Because we'll run out of table space. One of the times we did a brag table, I think I had to put up an extra table for.
Because we had like 3 tables.
We had 3 tables that time. It was great. Everybody seemed to enjoy that brag table day.
And there was nothing duplicated. There was not a thing duplicated.
That's right. There was nothing that was the same. Everything was different. One of our friends, Lisa, is going through a lot of her freebie patterns that she's collected over the years that are patriotic, and she's going to bring those to let people search through in case they want to start a small and stitch it. So that'll be fun. So if you're in the area, come and join us. We get together this coming Saturday, and we'll be stitching
10 o'clock
till 4:30.
Yeah.
And you can come and stay as long as you want, or if you have to leave early, that's okay. We'll be there, and we'll be there with you till 4:30 anyway. and then the library will kick you out.
And I promise to behave.
Yeah.
Not.
We had some of our Alabama friends came to the retreat. Donna asked me today, she said, any fallout? Did anybody say they were scared of me? I was like, no.
I was afraid they wouldn't come back or let me go with them anymore.
They had a ball. They had a great time cutting up with Donna. So that was fun.
We took them to Big Daddy's to eat.
Big Daddy's is one of those places we go every time we go to Helen for retreat. And then there's a La Cabana Mexican that we go to every time we go. Those are the two that we have to make sure that we go to.
We actually went there twice.
We did go to Mexican twice, didn't
Yes.
we? We all love Mexican food, so that's why we did that. And we weren't sure everybody wanted Thai, so we went back to Mexican again.
Right.
So it was okay. But, you know, when you can walk right next door, you don't even have to move your car. That was pretty nice.
Oh, yeah, because we had front row parking.
We did. Donna got a great parking spot. It was lovely.
I was like the second from the door. How that managed to happen,
I don't know.
I have no clue.
We didn't look that gift horse in the mouth, though. And the day we left, it had just started raining that morning, and there was a little break in the weather, and we could go right out the door to her car, just right there.
Yeah, because we packed the car before it rained,
Mm-hmm.
and then when it's time to leave, we got an opening to run out.
And we ran and jumped in. Came home, and it drizzled on us on the way home, but not bad.
Not bad.
So it was okay. It was a great trip.
And then tomorrow we're supposed to have storms again. Bad storms again.
Wow. Well, I'm glad that's not on our stitching day when we're trying to travel.
No, but it'll be a good day to stitch.
It will be a good stitching day. Well, we hope you have a good stitching day, and we'll see you again soon.
Yes.
And in the meantime, happy stitching, everybody.
Bye.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. It is a little bit later on April 5th, 2025, and I am ready to share my stitching for the day with you. My friend Donna and I had a great day. We did some errands together and then had dinner together. We didn't get any stitching done today. We've videotaped a little segment for Donna to share with you her whip and her most recent fully finished object. But I wasn't ready to share my stitching with you because I hadn't finished my goal for the day, and I didn't want to show it to you before I was done and then have to come back and show it to you again. So now I'm ready to show you Royal Games 2. So you notice I'm showing it to you with the red side up this time because I flipped it over. Today I had a Springo call for the letter G. My number wound up in the column of the letter G. And I think, let's see what the number was. The number was actually number 28. And that was the first one in my column G. So I pulled out Royal Games 2, and I needed to put at least 100 stitches in it. And so I did. I actually put in 115, and I stopped and I posted it in my bingo game and kept stitching because I tried to post it in my Springo game and it wouldn't let me post anything. So I just kept working on it. I stitched on it for a while till Donna got here and we went and did our errands, and then we came back, and then we weren't here very long before we went to dinner. And at dinner we decided we would videotape because Donna had brought a whip with her in case we got to stitch, and she also brought back her Hawk Run Hollow because she knew I had asked her to share it with the group. So we've done that, and I didn't get to keep stitching until right after she left, and then I picked it back up because I had a goal today. I'm stitching in an annual event in my Daily 30 group that's a designer focus, and so for you had to declare a designer, and it had to be a designer that you had 3 ongoing projects by that designer, and mine was Mirabilia, and this was one of the 3 that I identified. So I pulled the goal for this one at 500, and I went ahead and I stitched 520 stitches on my first time working on this side, which was great. It has not met my monthly requirement yet because I had to stretch those out to much larger sections because I have to finish quicker than I had originally thought. So This doesn't meet my monthly requirement, but it did meet a 500 stitch requirement to get a point in the annual event of Designer Focus in the Daily 30 Facebook group. There are a few places in here for another color of stitch, but I've been working my way up. And you probably can't tell it, but this is Krynic. All of this red in there above that black is Krynic. And I have to keep going all the way up here. And so I'm already getting low on my Krynic. I just got started well with it. So while I was stitching on it today, as I saw that it was pulling off pretty fast, I went online and I ordered another spool of it. This is not the call for Krynic. You can't find the call for it. It's on back order at 123 Stitch. Garan doesn't have it. I wasn't willing to keep searching. And so in the past, when I couldn't find it, I had picked this 003 High Luster Krynic number 4, which I thought was a beautiful red. And the color called for is a red. So I went back today to see, before I started using it, if anybody had the called for in stock, so I could just order it since I had to order one anyway. And nobody had it. But Garan Stitchery had another one of these, and only one. So I ordered it. And by the time it gets here, hopefully that one will last until then, because I'm stitching a lot of it right now. But that means that you'll be seeing this again soon, because I still haven't met my monthly requirement of finishing my monthly designated spot on this one. So even though I've put in 520 stitches, that hasn't met that goal yet. So it just met the goal of getting another point in my Designer Focus, which is the 6th one that I have stitched 500 stitches for. So I'm happy about that, and I was glad to get one of those. I looked back at my postings, and I think I'm getting about, well, I started out getting 1 or 2 a month, and now since about March, I think it's been 1 a month. But that's okay, because I'm doing a lot of other things, and that's all right. But I am going to put this one away because I put so many stitches in it today, and I met that goal, and I certainly met the Springo goal. And I just checked a minute ago, and they have not posted what the next number will be. I could very easily be pulling this one back out tomorrow. You don't know. And so rather than keeping on tonight on it, I think I'm going to take a break. I'm going to go and spend some time with Coco and my husband. We've got some shows to watch, and I think that'll be fun to do. And then I can start back stitching tomorrow after church, because we have our morning commitments to meet first. And then I'll work on my Springo call for tomorrow, whatever that might be. Anyway, I hope you've had a great Saturday. I hope you've gotten a lot of crafting done. I showed Donna something my husband wanted me to do for him on my next finishing day, and I hope it'll be easy enough to do. And so I'm going to try to get that done next 2 Saturdays from now when we have a finishing day. But I was delighted to get to show you my FO that Mindy had framed for me when Donna was here. So I had to wait till today because it was in my car, and it's for my husband, and it's a surprise. So I had to wait till he was not in the house to go get it and bring it upstairs. So today he was on a long bike ride, and I was able to sneak it in the house, which is how I got to film with Donna on it today. I'm going to say goodnight, and I'm going to suggest that you enjoy everything you do, every craft that you're working on, every friend that you get to talk to. Please enjoy your time and your efforts. Happy stitching, everybody.